Hi, I'm Larry Janeski from Basement Systems. I'm a basement waterproofing expert, and I've been doing this for 25 years.
Hi, I'm Lane Giebers. I'm with Frontier Basement Systems, and we specialized in waterproofing and moisture issues for the last 10.
And today we're going to talk about the SaniDry basement air system, which is a system that dries the air in your basement and filters it. Now, Lane, why do people who, even if they've had a wet basement and we came in and installed a drainage system and sump system and so forth to get the groundwater fixed in that basement, why do they need a SaniDry basement air system?
We've solved the water problem with what you've mentioned. There's still the moisture issue, and where we live in the Middle Tennessee, we have plenty of humidity.
Okay, so you can have the groundwater leakage problem fixed, but still have enough high humidity in the basement for mold to grow. And mold needs 70% or more to grow. And of course, when mold is growing, it produces millions of airborne spores that are released out into the air, and that's what people with asthma and allergies react to.
Exactly. And you know, we're talking about in the basement, but whatever's down here is what goes upstairs. And a lot of times that's where you see paint peeling or that type of things, because the moisture's finally got to a point that it can't get out of the house, but it started down here.
Right, so we know that the airflow in a house is from bottom. The house sucks air in at the bottom of the house, and air goes up through the house and it escapes out of the top of the house. So if we can improve the air quality in the basement, we've improved the air quality through the entire house then.
Exactly. The
SaniDry is made to operate at the low temperatures commonly found in a basement. Let's take a look here. First of all, we can see that we have a two-stage filter design. And we have a pre-filter that can be washed out in the sink. And we have a main filter, which is a very efficient filter that takes particles out of the air down to less than 2 microns in size. And all mold spores are greater than 2 microns, so they'll be caught in this filter. And then here we have a heat exchange core.
Right. And on top of that, the other thing that's nice about this is that we're actually registering the air that's coming through here where it's entering.
So we're constantly monitoring the humidity of the air before it goes through the machine.
Exactly.
The reason it's so big is because the cold coil that's inside here that the air touches to cool and release its moisture is very big, isn't it?
Right. It basically goes through it in 2 different directions, and what you're doing is pulling that moisture out of there.
So it has 10 times the cold coil surface area of a standard dehumidifier. And we have this big heat exchange core which takes up the top half of the machine. And what we can do is, for the same electricity use that a small dinky dehumidifier would use, we can get many, many, many more times the water out of the air.
Exactly. And also we don't have to worry about the coils like those small ones use freezing up.
There's a path that the air takes through the air filters, through the heat exchange core, over the cold coil, gives up its moisture, then through the heat exchange core the other way, pre-cools the heat exchange core, so that makes it efficient, and then over the condenser coil, which is the warm coil inside, and out the exhaust. Here we have a hose where the water comes out.
Exactly. So we don't put a tank on here because we don't want it to have a humidifier on your dehumidifier and the amount of water that's coming out of here, because most of the time we find that dehumidifiers don't run the appropriate amount of time because you forgot about that tank down there.
So in other words, there's nothing the homeowner has to empty.
Exactly.
Okay.
We want it to be maintenance free.
If we turn this unit on, we can see there's a very large blower in here, and we really are moving a lot of air throughout the basement. The dry air goes out, it dries all the building materials, absorbs moisture from the air back into the top of the machine until the relative humidity goes down low enough to where mold can't grow.
The other thing that's nice is this machine's big enough to handle an entire area, and we can actually duct it, the dry air coming out, and we can actually place this so it's not in your finished area, but we can be drying up all areas.
Very good point. So we don't have to locate this machine in the space that we want to dry.
Exactly.
We can locate it somewhere else and duct it, the air in and out. Okay, and then we have our humidity control. So the homeowner would just set the number to where they wanted the relative humidity. 55 is a good number. Mold can't grow under 55% relative humidity. You just set it and forget it. The perfect machine for below grade space, and people that have a water problem that has been fixed, or people that don't even have a water problem. If they have a basement, this will make a huge difference. Make the smells go away and make it really dry, usable space.
Just give us a call. The phone number is 866-682-4420, or it's 1 too much H2O, and we'll send somebody out to take a look at it and then give you a list of remedies of what we can do.
Mold doesn't stand a chance, does it?
No, it doesn't.
All right, thanks, Lane.
Thank you.